Hey there, this is Jennie Potter, and welcome to the second season of Self-Sabotage No More, inspired by my newest book, Stuck No More. This season is all about helping you break the loop of being where you don't want to be, of breaking free from the cycle of saying, I'll do it tomorrow, only tomorrow never comes. If you're tired of feeling stuck, constantly putting off your goals, and ready to take real action towards the life you want, this podcast is for you. We'll explore practical strategies to overcome whatever loop you are stuck in and finally start achieving what you've been longing for. For more tools and resources like how-to videos and worksheets related to my books and this podcast, visit jenniepotter.com. Before we get started, I want to make sure you know I'm not trying to diagnose or cure any kind of emotional, physical, or psychological illness. If you feel like you're a danger to yourself or others, please seek help from a qualified professional. All right, let's jump in and continue along the journey to Stuck No More. I am so excited to unveil my discovery, something that I have created and love so much that I have written a book about it. This is the very foundation of what Stuck No More, the book, was based on. And I'm excited to share with you my concept of affirmations. To do that, I have to rewind a little bit and talk about how I spent absolutely years, hours, decades affirming what I wanted to create in my life. And absolutely, there were things that shifted and changed because of my affirmations. I used to do something called, and still share with people, something called Raising Hallelujah, where I would give praise and gratitude and speak out loud to the mirror. And it was powerful. And I have a dreamy life. I'm living my dream job. I'm writing all the time now. I get to coach people one-on-one and transform lives on a daily basis. I have dream income, dream husband, dream home, dream puppies, like so many amazing things happening in my life. And I'm so excited. And I really can't wait for each new day, for new ideas, for new creativity. And a lot of my tools have gotten me here to this place. But I will tell you that some things were easier to manifest than others. Some things came like there was some kind of secret recipe, and I have cracked the code on that recipe. I have created, again, something which I call affirmations. And this is because it was a combination of words which included emotion, which included action, which included declaration, affirmation, envisioning, resonating, and connection with God. And I just want to share with you that if you use this formula, you absolutely can create and attract into your life whatever it is that you want to create and attract into your life. This was TikTok's fault. My husband showed me a TikTok, and from that TikTok, I had this massive epiphany. He showed me the TikTok, and the TikTok started with affirmations don't work. I am statements don't work. And I was like, what? Because if you know me, if you read my last book, Self-Sabotage No More, if you've ever heard me speak, quite often I talk about I am statements, and I talk about how affirmations changed my life. And so this 50-second or less TikTok transformed my thinking and highlighted me to look at affirmations in a new way and then create a tangible way for other people to do so. So one of the things that I did was I started to ask people that I respect and admire how they manifested or what their favorite manifestation story was. And as they shared their stories with me, what I got clear on was everybody had the same ingredients when they manifested a house, a car, a dream trip, a spouse, they all had this formula. Now, they didn't know they had the formula, but even when you look at like stories about Oprah sitting on the lawn, looking at the property she one day would own, dreaming for that day. When you look at stories like Jim Carrey writing himself a $10 million check, every single one of those stories, every celebrity, every one of my friends and mentors that I asked around manifesting, when I asked them, they all gave me the same stories with the same ingredients. And so I created a series of affirmations around those ingredients. And so, first of all, we need to describe what an affirmation actually is for anyone that might not use affirmations or isn't 100% sure on the definition or isn't 100% sure that they know how to do affirmation properly or right or whatever. And so an example of a typical affirmation would be, let's say I am abundant, okay? Or I am a published author, or I am a best-selling published author, okay? Those will be examples. Now, the qualities that those affirmations all have is that they're in the present as if they've already happened. So before I was ever a published author, I was declaring I'm a published author. Before I was ever a best-selling published author, I was declaring I'm a best-selling published author, okay? And so we speak this out, even if it's not our current reality, even if we can't see that as true, we speak it out as if it's already true, okay? And so that's the basics of an affirmation. You say it in the present, it's a positive statement. The purpose here is I am abundant, I am prosperous, I love life, not I don't hate life anymore, but I love life now. I love my life. Okay. So we speak out, we affirm, we declare what it is that we want to create, even if we're not there yet. So even if you're not a published author, you're declaring every minute, every moment, I am a published author. Okay. And so that's beautiful. That's great. And affirmations can work just like that. All right. But what often happens is a few things. And I've talked about this many times, and I talk about this in my Self-Sabotage No More podcast, season 1. And I talk about this in my book, Self-Sabotage No More. But sometimes when we do affirmations, we kick up something that isn't desirable. So for example, if you said, I'm a published author and you're not, you might have this little voice, the inner critic, who pops up and says, no, you're not, you're a liar. You'll never be a published author. Someone like you can't publish a book, okay? And when you have that thought and you come into agreement with that inner critic, what happens is you resonate at liar instead of resonating at published author. Hey, I hope you're enjoying the podcast. Just a quick note. I want to take a moment to let you know that I have additional free resources and links to my Facebook community available on my website at jenniepotter.com. Now let's get back to getting unstuck and creating the life you're dreaming of. Back to my story. I just wanted you to be clear what an affirmation is and encourage you to start those now. Start affirming whatever it is you want today. And again, if you listen to my first episode, you will know that we're going to touch on the inner critic and the inner collaborator, but we are going to look at what we don't want so we can get clear on what we want. It's really tough to create the life of your dreams if you don't have any dreams. It's really tough to create or experience what you want to experience if you're not sure what you want. So we often can start with the don't wants. So if you did the exercise in the last podcast, it was making a list of what you don't want and then using that list as a guidance system for what you do want. So hopefully you have a list of what you do want in front of you. because we're about to step into a whole new world of affirmations. And so one of the things that healer spoke into my life that I talked about in the last episode, that healer spoke into my life, was affirmations and how to speak positively into my life. I did recognize that even though affirmations worked for me really well, they didn't work for everyone, partly because of what we just talked about, which is that kind of like, you're a liar kind of energy that sometimes pops up. We also can trigger a worthiness trigger, like a lack of worthiness. So maybe we speak out like, I'm a millionaire, and this I'm not worthy of being a millionaire belief pops up. So the other thing that happens, it's not just like, oh, you're lying, or no, you're not, or your logical brain can accept the words. It's also you're triggering the subconscious. All programming is getting triggered and popping up. So this is a lack of worthiness. This is a lack of belief in self. This is self-loathing. This is guilt. This is shame. It's not okay to want stuff like that. If I shine, other people will get hurt. If I do well, what are other people going to feel or say? And so all of this stuff pops up when we are affirming. And so I knew that that was one of the reasons why affirmations didn't work for everybody. They can trigger things like fear, like hopelessness, like lack of worthiness, frustration, panic. And so maybe you're a team leader and you're listening to this and you're great at affirming stuff. And you ask your team like, hey, let's all set our goals for the end of the month. And everyone sets their goals. And then all of a sudden it's crickets. Like nobody reaches out to you. Nobody's doing any action. Nobody's doing anything. Oftentimes the reason for that is that their goal was so big, it triggered that subconscious fear or that lack of worthiness or that place where they feel like they just can't be the kind of person who hits that kind of goal. And so instead of broadcasting hope or excitement or winning or abundance or worthiness or love, they're instead broadcasting fear, lack of worthiness, lack of control, sadness, not possible kind of vibes. Okay. And so what if there was a tool which could help you resonate 100% with your affirmation? So to do that, we need to feel good about it. And that's where the emotion comes in. So emotion is definitely part of the equation. And I started to look at affirmations from every angle possible. Okay. So I started looking at feelings, at voice, at appreciation, at praise, at choice, envisioning, resonating, and is this what God wants for my life? Is this what God is wanting to create with me? Is this part of my mission? Is this part of my divine mission? And so I started looking at affirmations from all of these different angles. And like I said, I started talking to all of these people that I admired and loved and saying, hey, favorite manifestation story. And I'm telling you, I collected a lot of stories and they're so cool. Stories, $1 million check stories, $1 million house stories, making baby stories, all kinds of stories. And the thing is that each story had these common ingredients that I've touched on briefly, but we're going to go into more detail. This is super simple. And I'm going to give you some hacks to be able to remember it. If you are listening in the car, no worries. The show notes are in there and you can have a look at this list when you're not driving. But if you do happen to be near a pen and paper, you could grab these and jot these down because they're pretty simple to remember. But in the beginning, you're going to have to go through them a couple times. So the key ingredients that I came up with, this recipe that had been hidden in plain sight for all of this time, the reason why some things were so easy for me to manifest and some things were not. So when I talk about, that I manifested a car, that I manifested the love of my life, that I manifested a very specific stage and speaking engagement, specific mentors, friendships. Whenever I manifested something like that, all of these ingredients were present. And additionally, I had cleared my wounds or triggers around those statements. Okay. So again, I call these affirmations, and this is a combination of emotion, motion, and vision. Affirmation equals affirmation. If you're someone that needs to really pick that apart, I actually broke them all down to connect with each and every statement that we're going to go through. But just trust me when I tell you, I've done the research. I really explored this, and I was so committed and excited about bringing people a tangible tool that will help them manifest, that will be more powerful than just your I am statement. So we're keeping I am statements, and that's going to be your first. So if you have your list of don't wants and wants, what's one thing that you would like to create in your life? So for example, if you would like to have more than enough money in the bank, or maybe there's even a specific financial goal that you have, we could say, I'm earning an extra $1,000 a month with my side hustle. Okay. Now I know people who affirm $1 million a month and everything in between. When I first started in my side hustle, I was excited and manifesting $300 a month. And that was mind blowing. I was so excited to be able to do that. Some people have bigger affirmation money goals for monthly, but start wherever you feel comfortable. Start with, wouldn't it be great if I was making X amount in my side hustle or in my work or in my business or whatever monthly? Okay. So let's just say it's $1,000 a month that you're wanting to create extra and you're wanting to affirm. So we're going to use the affirmation, I am earning an extra $1,000 a month with my side hustle. Okay. And so that's the affirmation. Obviously, tweak it, make it whatever you want. This is your life, your creation, your manifestation. But the next one we're going to do is we're going to use I feel. And so we're going to start with I am. We're going to move to I feel, and then I choose, and then I appreciate, and then I declare, I envision, I resonate, and I co-create. Okay. And so I'm going to walk you through each one, and we're going to kind of dive into each one in even more depth throughout this season. But this is just the core basics. So even if you started with just I am and I feel and didn't do any of the other ones, you will start to see results. And you will also notice how different the quality of each statement has. So we're going to start with I am earning an extra $1,000 with my side hustle. Now, the next one is I feel. So how would you feel if you were earning that extra amount of money, whatever it is, $1 million, $1,000, $5, we're going to say $1,000. If you were earning that extra $1,000 or that extra finances in your bank account every month consistently, what would that feel like? Would you feel safe, happy, excited, proud? What would you feel? What would be the feeling? Okay, just imagine it for a moment and notice what you think or you wonder what the feeling would be like. Okay. And you can even notice, well, when I was making 500 extra a month, it felt pretty good. I was excited. I felt kind of warm. I felt proud. All right. But just kind of discover, you want to explore this one a little bit. What would it feel like? Okay. And then you can declare, I love the feeling of how proud I am to be earning an extra $1,000 a month in my side hustle. Okay. you can't really do these affirmations wrong. So if you even said, I love the feeling of earning an extra $1,000 a month in my side hustle, that's awesome. The goal is that you connect what you want with what it feels like. Okay. Even just for a glimpse. So if you can go back to a past memory or a time when you did win, like when you did rank advance, what did it feel like? If you did get a promotion or get a new job or go on a trip or book some tickets or whatever it is you're trying to create or manifest, how did you feel? And just so you know, for some of you, when you think of a monetary goal, you might not feel anything because it's not actually the money you want. It's the security of the money that you want or the adventure you're going to go on that you want, right? So be thinking about that when you came into a bunch of money or you got paid or the first time you earned from your side hustle or the biggest month you had, what did that feel like? Okay. So noticing that feeling, obviously we're going for a good feeling here. And then we're going to go to the next one. I choose to earn an extra $1,000 a month in my side hustle. Now, this is powerful. Now, I want you to notice the difference between I feel, I am, and I choose. Because when I say we're coming at this statement from different angles, we absolutely are. Okay. And you're going to have different levels of resistance and acceptance at each affirmation as well. And as we work together in this podcast, we'll be talking about what to do with that different levels of resistance and acceptance. But for now, just be aware that these statements are all designed very specifically for you to create and resonate at what you want to manifest. Okay. So the next one is I appreciate. And I appreciate actually came from love and gratitude. So I almost did I love and I'm grateful, but appreciate is actually the definition of appreciation is love and gratitude. And so you can use love or you can use gratitude or you can use I appreciate. The important thing is that you're feeling gratitude and love around this goal. Okay, so I appreciate earning an extra $1,000 in my side hustle. So how I naturally might say that is probably not I appreciate. And what I want is for you to resonate with the statement. So if appreciate works for you, keep it. If not, you can try like I love and am grateful for my extra $1,000 a month from my side hustle. Okay. Or I appreciate my extra $1,000 from my side hustle. So once you've spoken that out, you felt that gratitude and that love and that appreciation in your heart, we're going to go to the next one, which is declaration. Now you'll notice if you're watching this on YouTube or you're watching the replay somehow, somewhere, that I'm actually motioning to different parts of my body. So I want to touch on that. I noticed that these affirmations also resonated with or were similar to or in alignment with the chakras or energy centers. And so these aren't based on the energy centers, but you will notice just for ease of remembering that you can start at your base, which is like the base of the spine, right where your legs join. That is your I am statement. Okay. That's your foundation. That's your I am. That's your root statement. Then you're going to move up to your belly button. And this is where we feel things. So if you think about your stomach, your butterflies, you're having butterflies or you're feeling those feelings in your stomach, that's your feelings. So we're going to go, I am, I feel at belly button. I choose, which is your solar plexus. And this is our power center. This is where we make decisions from. So the next one is your I choose. Okay. Your solar plexus. And then you're going to go to I appreciate, which is love and gratitude, which is your heart. Okay. Heart center. Then we're going to move up to I declare. So you're going to declare, I declare I am earning an extra 1,000 a month with my side hustle. We are speaking this out. We're declaring it. We're making a declaration. This is true. Okay. Remember, we're always doing this in the present. And so I declare. The next one is I envision. Okay. So this is your third I. This is we envision. The next one is hands on the top of your head. This is I resonate. And then the next one, the eighth one, is I co-create with God. Okay. And that's just above your head. So we're going to go from the base to the belly button, to the solar plexus, to the heart, to the throat, to the third eye, your forehead, to the top of your head, and then just above your head. Okay. And so I share that with you, not because of the chakras or the energy centers, but I share that with you because we're going to be doing this when we're in a relaxed state. We're going to be doing this as we're falling asleep and as we're waking up. And I'm going to talk to you about why you're doing that. We're going to be doing that. And so it's easier for you to run through them when you have that kind of anchor. So each body part is like an anchor to that statement. So I declare I am earning $1,000 extra a month. I envision I am earning an extra $1,000 a month of my side hustle. And when you envision it, really picture it. Like, how does your company pay you? Or, how would you get paid if you were doing a side hustle? Or whatever your affirmation is, how picture getting that email that's telling you you've got money deposited, or seeing your PayPal account, increase in finances, or see a check coming in the mail. All right. So believe it or not, I still get checks. I get checks from my publisher because I'm in Canada and they're in the US, and it's just the simplest way for me to get paid. So picture a check coming in the mail, or picture that deposit in the bank account. Okay. And then, so that's your I envision. And then the next one is I resonate. And what does that mean? That's goosebumpy feeling like this is mine. This is already in existence. This has already come to fruition. You resonate with it because it's for you. It's part of your mission. It was designed for you. You are in alignment with this goal. Okay. So we want to resonate with our goals, be in alignment with our goals. And so we speak out, I resonate with an extra $1,000 a month in my business or in my side hustle. And then I co-create with God. Now, I totally get that if you're listening, you might not be someone who believes in God, or you might say universe, or you might say divine or source. But it's absolutely true that what we put out there comes back to us. How we resonate, our prayers are answered, our vibration matches our lives. And so if you're wanting to get unstuck, if you have been stuck in the same place for a long time, this may be an answer to your prayer, which is to thank God, or co-create with God, or affirm that you are co-creating with God, or that God is assisting you in some way for that extra $1,000 a month in your side hustle. Okay. So whatever's comfortable for you, you might say, thank you, God, for assisting me in making an extra $1,000 a month in my side hustle. You might be, I'm so grateful to God for helping me. You might say, thank you, God, for co-creating with me this extra $1,000 a month. Whatever it is, you're affirming your faith. Okay. And again, if you use source, if you use universe, if you use a different word than I do, whatever your beliefs are, I trust that you can merge them to help you do this exercise, this tangible exercise for you to create the life that you're wanting to create and manifest into your life the things that you're wanting to manifest. So this process encapsulates every aspect of the human thought and emotion. If you went no further with this podcast and only did these affirmations on a daily basis with your goals, you will see results. This is literally the secret ingredients to the most amazing manifesting making machine, dream making machine. And so this is going to give you a head start. If you've never done affirmations before, this will give you a head start that most people won't see in a lifetime. And if you've already been doing your affirmations, this is going to give them that super power boost that is going to transform your affirmation experience. And so we are going to dive into each one of the 8 affirmations deeply. We're going to explore why they're so powerful. But if you stop listening now, you've got the goods. The only other thing that I want to share is that in the next episode, we're going to be looking at my magnetic balloon method. I've never shared this before. I just shared this in my book. This is a really powerful method for a few things. This can help you release that resistance we were talking about earlier in the show. This can help you release that resistance and let it go simply and easily. Okay. It also can help you clear other people's energy out of your space, other people's doubts out of your space. This is a really powerful tool. So we're going to dive into that. So make sure to stay tuned for the next episode, because we're going to be talking about how you can simply and easily release the resistance you have around any or all of your affirmations. You can check out the notes of the show to see the different levels of affirmations and match them up to body parts and all the things, or use your own tricks. You can do whatever you like. The goal here is that we're going to feel, choose, love, appreciate, think, envision, resonate with, co-create with God, get into action, and affirm and declare absolutely what we want as if we're already there. And so with that, I'm going to let you go for today's episode. I hope you have an amazing day, and bye for now. Thanks for listening to Stuck No More with Jennie Potter. If you enjoyed this episode, please comment, rate, and leave a review wherever you listen to your podcast. That helps others find the show so they can get unstuck too. And don't forget, you can find my books, Self-Sabotage No More and Stuck No More, on Amazon, Audible, and the other book platforms. Thanks again for listening, and bye for now.